Hey guys, good morning. We are going to be talking about crossing over today. Now last week we looked at meiosis and what crossing over is and how it occurs and things like that. And today we're going to zoom in on that process and see exactly what is going on. So over here we just have our regular somatic cell. We have two chromosomes. One came from mom, one came from dad. And so in a human cell, we have 23 pairs of this in this cell, and that equals 46 chromosomes because you have 2 chromosomes in each pair. So, and if we take a look at each one of these chromosomes, we have these beads on the end, and these beads represent genes because those genes are sections of DNA that code for specific traits. So on mom's chromosome right here, we might have a gene for hair color, a gene for eye color, a gene for height, a gene for, who knows, personality. Same thing over here. We have eye color, hair color, height, personality. So when we look at these, number one, it says, what do the beads represent? And we know that those represent genes. Now it says, what do the pipe cleaners of 2 different colors represent? And we know that that is the maternal and paternal chromosomes. So maternal means mother's chromosome and paternal means father's chromosome. Think of ma and pa. So maternal, paternal. Now, just like in mitosis, interphase happens before meiosis as well. And what that does is it takes the information on a chromosome and it duplicates it. Okay? So it duplicates it. So we're just taking that information and we're copying it, and it's connected at the centromere. And if we look at these chromosomes, each leg of this chromosome is identical. And what this is called are 2 sister chromatids. And they're the same because, once again, it was just copied from that original chromosome in interphase. So now we have these 2 chromosomes, and earlier on we said that it codes for eye color, hair color, height, and personality. And same thing over here, hair color, eye color, height, personality. And those genes are in the same order on these chromosomes. So they're able to line up and look at the same information here. So when they're able to line up and connect because they have the same genes in the same order, this is called homologous chromosomes. Homologous chromosomes. And when the homologous chromosomes connect, they actually do something really cool. They swap genetic information. So we take some genes or some information from the maternal chromosome and switch it to the paternal chromosome, and we take the paternal genes and switch it to the maternal chromosome as well. And this happens on all of the arms of the chromosome that are touching through crossing over. Okay, so they're still connected. And all of that crossing over that we just did, that happens in prophase 1 of meiosis. Now this shape that we've made, these 2 X's formed together, this is called a tetrad, which is just showing that we have those 2 chromosomes linked together. So how many homologous chromosomes form a tetrad? And that is 2. Now, later on, we have meiosis 1, which splits our homologous pairs. Or meiosis, we have prophase 1, which crosses over, metaphase, where they line up in the middle, anaphase 1, where they split, and telophase, we form 2 new cells. After that, we have prophase again, and metaphase 2, and anaphase 2 is actually going to take these chromosomes and split them back apart. So metaphase 2 has ripped apart those sister chromatids, and we're about to form 4 daughter cells. And what these daughter cells are, if you remember, they're only going to have, like, here's an example of one daughter cell. Now remember, we started with 2 chromosomes. Right now we have 1. So this has created a haploid cell. So number 7 says, how is meiosis related to reproduction? Be sure to specify which kind of reproduction. Meiosis creates the haploid gametes used for fertilization in sexual reproduction. Number 8 says, how does meiosis contribute to genetic variation while mitosis does not? Once again, if we look at our daughter cells, and if we had more chromosomes for each of these cells, we would see that none of these are going to look alike. And that's because of crossing over. So, crossing over occurs in meiosis. This allows for genetic variety in daughter cells. Mitosis makes identical cells. So meiosis allows for different cells to be made, mitosis does not. Number 9 says, how is the process of crossing over important for the evolution of a species? Oh, excuse me. So looking at this, we said that it allows for variation. And if we have variation among a species, then we're all going to have different strengths and weaknesses. And so then we get into an issue of natural selection and survival of the fittest, right? So evolution is based on natural selection, also known as survival of the fittest. This process relies on genetic variety. So you can't have a competition of survival of the fittest if you are all exactly the same. There has to be something different genetically or otherwise to pass on those more fit traits. So once again, this is crossing over. You do not have to do this at home if you were not here in class today. That's totally fine, but we just wanted to show you what we were doing in class. Have a great day.